the occult world. They have a whole training center, 2 of them in fact, one in St. Louis and one in St. Paul, that completely trains a witch in how to act and talk like a Christian. And they usually do it better than we do because they're pretending and we're stumbling. So just going to point this out as we go today. But they went down and they pretended to be Puritans and they came overseas. In fact, they brought the first Puritans to the United States on board the ship that Francis Collins owned. They landed at an area called Collins Bay outside of Salem. And in fact, that's why it's called Collins Bay. Now, how many of you, remember a show called Dark Shadows? Okay? You can guess who that was about. When I was a teenager, I was asked to, at all expense paid, fly out to Hollywood with the diary that I had inherited as a child through a will from my great-grandmother. And they were the diaries of several members of the Collins family. One of them was a character named Franz Williams Collins, which was the secretary in a coven that Benjamin Franklin was the high priest of. And the diary dealt great heavily with 3 political figures, Jefferson, Franklin, and Hamilton, and called them by name in the diary and so on. And this is the man that they copied the character Barnabas Collins from in the show. And I was out there for a few months during my summer vacation one year, telling all about the Collins family as they were putting the scripts together. That was a very interesting thing that happened to the show. It had the highest ratings of any show that's ever been on television, and it was literally prayed off the television. It still had the high ratings when they quit. And for no understandable reason, they just quit producing the show. And they still haven't figured out why they've done it. In fact, they've tried to bring it back several times in repeats across the country, and every time it's arose as repeats, Christians have started praying, and it's only lasted 2 or 3 weeks and went off the television again. So if it happens to come up in this area, you might decide praying a little. It was a very, very strong occult show. Probably, besides Bewitched, was the main reason that the occult grew as strong as it grew so quickly, other than rock music. Now, I was born and raised in this family, which automatically placed me into a witchcraft atmosphere. Many of you have known nothing but Christianity. Many of you have came out of the world or are Christians, and many of you are still in the world, which I hope you'll get out of today after hearing this. But I was born into a witchcraft family, and as I was telling some of the teenagers, different places, when the kids were coming to Sunday school and memorizing memory verses, I was memorizing the witches' chant. When they were
My name is Barnabas Collins. 2 centuries ago, I made Collinwood my home. My love. Until a jealous witch cursed me, condemning me to the shadows. What have you done? For all time.
What the hell is this?
He's coming. He's coming.
Hear me, future dweller. What is the year?
1972.
1972. My beloved Collinwood.
The Collins family.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a vampire, madam.
Yeah.
He's not staying with us forever, is he?
I like him.
Oh, super.
Welcome home, Barnabas Collins.
How soon can the horses be ready?
We don't have horses. We have a Chevy.
What sorcery is this?
Reveal yourself, tiny songstress.
Hello, Barnabas. Remember me?
Witch, you cursed me to be this hideous creature. You may strategically place your wonderful lips upon my posterior and kiss it repeatedly.
What if I made you love me?
With what a spell.
With this?
I must admit, they have not aged a day.
She for real?
Indeed.
are you?
And your family.
Missed me. I shall restore the family business to its former glory.
Burn, baby, burn.
Fight on, Barnabas. Fight on for us.
And fight I shall.
Love me.
Never. That was a regrettable turn of events.
Are you stoned or something?
They tried stoning me, my dear. It did not work.
Yeah, what up with you? On this next episode of D-Talk, we're going to talk about the wickedness in Hollywood and the wickedness in the shows that they've been producing since Bewitched, since Laverne and Shirley, who was a high priestess. Most people don't know. But more coming up in the story of John Tide. I'm a Jew, he a Jew, she a Jew, we some Jews. Wouldn't you like to be a Jew too? Only if you're in the bloodline. Now, the wickedness that's in Hollywood, okay. John Tide was somebody who was down with the Illuminati, and he had a wicked family, and he came over here in the 70s and became a Christian and decided to renounce that and decided to help people out and what's going on in the real world. And he knew about what was going on in witchcraft, and he brought it to the light. And he said that he came from the Collins family, and they came over from Scotland, and they had their records and their diaries, and they was a witchcraft family. And they gave it to Hollywood, which Hollywood came out with a show called Dark Shadows. Okay, this show was so wicked that that it kept getting taken off the air. So after that happened, you didn't hear nothing about Dark Shadows for a minute, and then it turned around and came back out with Dark Shadows as a movie. You got Johnny Depp playing the role of being Colin or whatever it is, just some Colin. But the point is, Hollywood wasn't going to quit until they had that movie, until they had their show turned into a movie, They was going to bring it back out. This 2012. It's the year of the Antichrist. So, that just shows how the wickedness is in Hollywood. But, as you heard him talk about his family tradition, the Collins, and I just thought it was mighty strange when I saw the Dark Shadows movie trailer, and I was just like, wow, man. People who really listen to the truth know that this show is satanic. It's just like Laverne and Shirley. I think it was Shirley was a high priestess, and she had a lesbian girlfriend at the time, at the time people really wasn't gay like that, so it wasn't cool, so she had to hide it. And she was a high priestess, and she was performing ceremonies during the show or whatever. And you had Bewitched, and then Tabitha came out later on, which this is real witchcraft that they was putting out there because they was into that, They still into that. It ain't changed. So with that being said, check out this episode of D-Talk. I know I got those haters out there that really don't like it, no matter what I say, no matter what I do. But it's okay, because I don't make these things for the haters. I don't make this for the non-believers. I make this for the Hebrew Israelites and those that love God's people. Now, if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Your issue ain't with me. Your issue is with the Almighty, because we're still His people. And no matter how much you hate me, it'll never change the fact that I'm still His people. So, I just gotta bring you the truth like I do, man. D-Talk. I'm signing out. But like I said, too much witchcraft in Hollywood. Oh yeah, and then the end the story on John Tide, which most people should know. He was set up and falsely charged of rape, sent to a mental institution, and then he got out or whatever, and still wouldn't stop speaking the truth, and he disappeared. No one knows where he is now. Coincidence? I think not. They always do that. But that's what's going on. D-Talk, hit me up with comments. It's real life. Dark Shadow's supposed to be coming out sometime 2012, so get ready for that satanicness. And now they switched it over to like a comedy now. And then you got Johnny Depp playing the main role. He always in satanic movies. Johnny Depp is #1 in satanicism. So, I don't know, man. Just get back at me, leave comments.
Crazy Crew Entertainment, man. Crew or Die videos, and ain't nothing after that. You dig? You beezies? That's your whole ass, man.